So Donte, first, just how's the nose doing?
It's good. It's healing up. Took the mask off. I couldn't really see in it, so it is what it is.
So it's safe to assume you're not going to just rip handles in that mask.
Chances are I'm definitely not wearing that thing again unless I have to.
What was it like playing through that? I mean, broken noses, they kind of get the rumor of like the pain that comes along with them. But just what was that experience like?
Pain wasn't that bad actually for me. More so just having a mask on, having something around your eyes that you're not really familiar with. I've never worn a mask before, so I think it was more of that. I wasn't in pain. Didn't feel any discomfort. So it was just trying to get used to the visibility of everything.
What an overall state of the team is major one, game 14 tonight. What stands out through these first 13?
I think we're staying together. I think we have an understanding of what we need to do against the good teams in the league. I think we're doing what we're supposed to do against the teams that don't have the best records. And we have to lock in and do the exact same thing against the teams that do have the good records.
I mean, what are those things? I mean, 0-5 against teams with winning records.
Just the little things. I mean, you saw it last game. It's a very winnable game. You can always point to make or miss shots, but when you go back and you look at the film, you see all the little buckets that you give them. That makes a huge difference in the game, whether you're making shots or not.
What have you been noticing different about Jaden this season? Just whether it's playmaking, just how he's fit in.
He's comfortable. We talked about it, individually last year about trying to get comfortable, trying to be, in a mental state of being comfortable. And I think, he's exactly where he needs to be. He's doing exactly what we need him to do. And he has a lot left, a lot more even in the tank to give, and he knows that. And as the season goes on, he just shows, different games of what he can do.
And it's interesting when you say a lot more because he's playing at such a high level.
Playing at an all-star level, and that's how we feel. And we need him to keep doing that because the games that other guys may not have it going, he's a guy that we can lean on and bring us to a win.
Donte, when Anthony Edwards says after a game that it was his misses and if he could have just made his shots, you guys could have won that game. How important is that for your team, just to have him take accountability as far as his leadership?
The accountability is huge, but it's not on him just to make him his shots. The way this team's constructed, I just said it, like all the little plays that we gave them. That's not a 10-point game. Whether he's making or if he's missing shots, we're still in that game at the end of the game for him to make one at the end of the game. So you love the accountability, but also you know that the other guys and everything else, we could have helped him out a little bit more to not put so much of a burden on him to make his shots.
The focus going up against a team like Dallas, and knowing that they're a hungry team looking to kind of rebound. You guys have done well against teams under 500, but what does that kind of focus and mentality need to be?
There's a lot from the outside swirling around them and a lot of stuff being said about them, but you know that they're a better team than what their record shows. You watch their games, you look at the point differential in their losses. They're in a lot of games, and they play hard. They have a lot of guys that are getting opportunities, that are taking advantage of it. So it's not a game where you got to come in and let your guard down at all. I think right now, especially coming off of a loss the other night, I think everybody's antennas up. They know what this team was a really good team still, and we just have to come out for a full 48.
How has Jaden's kind of increased role on offense affected you? Is it a little bit easier getting open for shots now, or do you feel like you're still kind of getting the same attention you've always got?
In the half court, I feel like I'm getting the same attention, but I think what it opens up is all the kick aheads for Jaden in the transition allows him to get to the spots that he wants to get to, but also it allows the defense to collapse and more movement for us. The faster we play, I think the better it is for us individually and collectively. I think everybody's thriving in that faster pace offense, and especially him. It allows him to do exactly what he wants to do and what he is really good at doing. So as long as we keep that up, he's a huge part of this.
Last one for me, but what have you thought about Flagg so far? I mean, Delaware, Maine, you kind of
I'm not even gonna lie. I have not watched I have not watched. I know he was an extreme talent coming out of Duke. Saw a preseason game, but outside of that, I haven't watched besides the film. But we know that, watching the film, he's going to be aggressive. He's very talented. He has high IQ. So you just have to be ready. There's a lot of attention around him, and he knows it, and he's handling it really well.
Donte, when you allude to helping Ant more, in particular on Saturday night, like, shot selection seemed okay, but like, what do you mean by that you could have helped him more? Because it seemed like, the looks were there. The shots didn't go.
It's not not offensively. I'm talking about defensively. Helping, like, it's a 10-point game with, what was it, 3 minutes left, 4 minutes left, something like that. And we gave a couple, easy layups, easy little floaters, a couple wide open threes. Like, we shouldn't have to put the burden on him to make him miss shots all night. He doesn't need to have, he's going to have 40, he's going to have 35, he's going to have those numbers, but the games that he doesn't, everybody collectively step up, get stops, and we can win games in different ways. That's basically what I'm saying.
Thank you, Donte.
Thanks, sir.